Hello, Jonathan Casey here with Mercury's Messenger Astrology. So today I have on the chart the Gemini eclipse that's happening November 30th at 8, almost 9 degrees Gemini. The North Node, as you can see, is also in, um, Gemini up here. And the Gemini Sagittarius axis is a very mental, it's a very heady axis. Sagittarius is what we believe what we think, when Gemini is how we think. And what do I mean by that? Like, uh, you know, do we think about things in an emotional way? Are we emotionally attached to ideas, and that's how we think? Are we more logical based? Um, you know, uh, are we positive or negative, perhaps? These are different uh, ways of thinking, of how people may think about things. And we're called to basically change that, or, uh, you know, um, examine that. We're called to head in the direction of um, examining how we think of things, and is it working for us, and um, is this a good way of um, looking at things. And these ideas could be changing. Okay. Eclipses are a 6 month to a year and a half kind of energy. So right now we're at the height of that. Okay. And 2020 is quite the year for that. 2020, I've said for a long time, is the year of seeing things clearly. And and so much has happened to us this year, um, that we really have to ask ourselves, um, is this the, you know, am I thinking about things the right way? Like, another thing is thinking in an obedience kind of fashion. Is that the best way for humanity? Or should I maybe actually stop just being compliant and start asking questions? So that's also something Gemini. Okay. Um, Some I'm just gonna throw out there because I was thinking about it earlier, and somehow I wanted to add it into this video. Is even Trump, for example. Trump um, is a Gemini. He was born on a Gemini eclipse, very close to where the node actually is right now, and the next eclipse in 2 weeks will be in opposition to his sun degree. Anyhow, uh, Trump, what I wanted to say is there's mainly two different lenses that we view Trump, and this is very Gemini like, right? We have the media who um, spins his words and paints him in this horrible uh, light, where he's encouraged to be hated on. And then there's the other perspective of people who aren't really so much in the media, uh, who don't watch mainstream media, and they, like myself, for example, last election, Hillary and Trump, I didn't like either of them. I didn't want either of them to win. Uh, and this time around, I actually wanted Trump to win, not because I like him so much, but I took away, because I always think that the best thing to do is to not vote at all. And I still actually think that, because I think we're actually being hoodwinked in a completely different way. I think there's going to be a staged assassination. Anyhow, um, um, I just threw that in there, and it totally got me off track of where what I was saying and where I was going there. Oh yeah, the other. So I kind of just biasly looked at the information that Trump has been um, putting out uh, in the past year, and the things that I felt he was saying um, go very much with what I believed in the first place. So, um, and then you get accused of your argument gets belittled because Trump says these things, and you just end up being called a Trump supporter. However, um, these are ideas that I believed before Trump was saying them, in regards to the coronavirus. Um, and personally, I do see that Trump has actually done a way better job than uh, I ever expected, and what I bet any of you are even uh, paying attention to, in regards to not bringing us to war, stimulating the economy, um, and some of the things that he brought us out of weren't. The media might paint them as great, like the Paris deal, but there's actually some things that aren't so good about the Paris deal, and that could be done better, um, if not confined to the agreements. You know. So anyhow, um, I don't want to talk too much about that because um, I don't want to, I guess, lose any subscribers. One, I don't want to be political so much. Two, it's almost impossible. Um, and really, my political stance would be sovereign, mature anarchy, to more to believe in one another, to have faith, and to not be seeking financial compensation, um, to just work with the laws of attraction. Uh, and that's what I feel we're moving into, a very Aquarian uh, future where, the two wavy lines is uh, the wavelength you emit is the wavelength you attract. Okay? So, yeah. Anyhow, so we're called to change the way that we think about things. And, oops, it reminds me a lot of um, the inside degrees. So I have us at 9 degree, and I said we're at 8, almost 9. And how, how the chart works is it starts at 0 and goes all the way up to 29 degrees in each sign. However, these Sabian symbols, they start at 1 and go to 30. So you're technically supposed to always go ahead a degree anyhow. Oh, excuse me. I just ate sandwich before doing this video. Anyhow, so 9 degrees Gemini in the book Inside Degrees by Elias Lonsdale. The picture, when I post these things, I search a picture. Sometimes I look a long time for a picture, and that suits the description. So in this one, it's wildflowers growing around the ruins of a temple. Okay. Catching a second wind, taking a booster rocket from one cycle to another, one lifetime to another, one whole stage in evolution to another. Shot out of a cannon to discover the next great thing, you are wildly attentive to signs and portents, looking for a way to the future. Coming out of an immense soul experience, with flying colors leaping forth into the new, enthusiastic, naive, and impressionable, eager for 1,000 universes to come true. You feel that the ultimate springtime quality of fresh immediacy and wind-blown alacrity, just sensing all through body and soul the possibilities, the openings, what wants to happen next, a destiny bearer, universal in spirit, and in the right place at the right time for remarkable synchronicities and huge turnarounds. So yeah, huge turnarounds, changing the perspective on things. Gemini is is basically the height of springtime, and they have that kind of energy to Gemini. It's playful. It's time to shine and come outside and be seen in many lights, like I was saying. So it's basically even an opportunity to choose what version of you want the rest of the world to see. Yeah. And okay, let's go back to the chart, because there's actually more I want to talk about on the chart. So by less than 24 hours after the eclipse starts, but almost 24 hours later, so I'll just, where am I here? I went back a day. I meant to go ahead a day. I'm just going to go by hour. Do it by hour. So I want you to look at the moon, and the moon is moving towards the node here. A few hours later, it's almost caught up to the nodes. Both at 19 degrees, a little bit far apart, 19, but we're on the first now, 1 o'clock in the morning on the first. The moon has now conjunct the north node, and the north node opposing the south node is squaring Neptune in Pisces. Now Pisces here, Neptune in Pisces, this is like the ether, the dream fully. And I've never been able to figure it out. There's something to this. Gemini Brett brought it to attention, but he didn't answer. He answered my question with a question, and so I never figured it out. But Pisces and Gemini have very similar signs. It's just slightly different. And Gemini Brett, the reason why he was bringing it up is he's into the geometry of the signs, and how those geometry, the symbolisms came to be and what they represent. Um, so anyhow, it might have to do with the mirror and dimension. We got the arcs here, right? And the arcs, line and line. Um, I don't fully understand it, but it might have something to do with the Matrix, right? Um, Neptune basically ruling the Matrix. Neptune rules Pisces, uh, Matrix or ether, whatever you want to call it. The dream, the prison, okay? The self created prison, which is the Matrix. It's the reality we prescribe to. And Gemini being the two sides of that reality. I wonder if that has anything to do. I don't even remember the question that I had. It was so long ago, let alone the question that he answered me with. But maybe I answered it right now. I'm not sure. But this adds to the entire thing, and and the Sabian symbol totally reflects that. You know, coming out of one life experience into the next, huge turnarounds. You know, all kinds of just newness. Springtime is like uh, a new year almost, right? It's time to come out and get active. And oh, and that's the last thing I wanted to bring up about the chart is it's also in aspect to Mars. Mars is at 17 degrees in sextile, so exciting, us moving towards a change in idea, in in thought, while complementing, um, while flattering, maybe while uh, petting our our ourselves for what we believe. I don't know. But Mars is going to cause action here. Maybe this is the synchronicity concept. Uh, yeah, so that's basically what I have to share. Mercury is at the last degree of Scorpio. Scorpio is transformation, and Mercury rules that sign of Gemini where this eclipse and the node is. So you could see a transformation. He's heading into Sagittarius, so a transformation in our beliefs. Um, the way we think is going to transform what we think, um, profoundly.